Andrea and Allison, and they're going to tell us more about Audicus.
I do. I'm gonna squeeze that. And my seat's kind of cold.
Don't worry, the night is
You should have brought that. Sorry, it's a little bent. I apologize.
So we're here to tell you about Audicus, which is equally unsexy but just as necessary. The last presentation.
And it's also something people really need, but they might not know it.
So
What did you say?
I can't hear you.
we'll get into a little bit more detail, but basically we've been in business for over 3 years now, and we're solving a problem, which is that hearing aids cost $7,000 at the clinic, and they're not covered by insurance. So how do you get the same technology for more affordable?
No, they're not. And
Right, so more to Allison's point is that there are currently 40 million Americans with hearing loss. A lot of these people are part of the baby boomer generation, people who grew up going to rock concerts and engaging in a lot of loud activity, yielding at least 40 million people with hearing loss. So the problem here is that only about 1 in 4 of these people have a hearing aid or really address their hearing loss. The reason for this huge adoption problem, there are 2 main reasons, and those are price and stigma.
So, like I said before, hearing aids are extremely expensive and not covered by insurance. They're about $7,000 per pair. And the process to get them is complicated. So most people who have hearing loss take at least 7 years to admit that they have hearing loss and they need to see a doctor. Once they go to a clinic, you endure a very long hearing test. You find out you need a hearing aid. You're presented with one option, and then you get sticker shock. And so most people leave the audiology clinic frustrated because they don't feel like they have any options. There's nowhere else to go.
And a lot of the reason that people don't feel like they have these options, like Allison said, is because there's a huge sticker shock. No one gives them any other options. And there's a huge markup, actually. So a hearing aid itself is really not that much to manufacture. There are only about 3 parts. What they leave out is the fact that they're charging you for their storefront and their retail costs and the money that goes into the audiologist's pocket. And then when it goes to the consumer, it's way more than it should be.
So we decided to enter the market because more and more people are obviously shopping online, especially in the older age brackets. And there's been a trend toward medical devices being sold online, so we're analogous to 1-800-CONTACTS or Warby Parker for glasses, where you send in your prescription and then you're sent a medical product that's customized for you.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
Sure.
With hearing aids in particular, is there any kind of doctor visit involved? Is there differing prescriptions? I mean, in terms of decibel output,
Yeah.
do you have to visit a doctor and get a prescription? Kind of like, you have to go to an ophthalmologist
Yeah.
to get eyeglasses.
Just like glasses online or contact lenses online, you have to visit.
Okay, so you would go to a traditional brick and mortar doctor, get an examination,
Exactly.
and then turn the prescription online.
We don't. We have to custom program every hearing aid, so we don't accept people who don't have a
Is it a prescription, like a formal medical prescription,
Yeah,
or is it more of a
It looks like a graph, so you can see what decibel loss you have at each frequency, up to 8,000.
Okay.
And that is necessary to program all of the hearing aids that we send out.
So somebody has to see a doctor beforehand before they can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, to Allison's point, a lot of the 50-plus generation, the boomers that comprise the 40 million Americans with hearing loss, are flocking online. People are much more comfortable buying things online, and they feel empowered being able to go online, search affordable hearing aids, and find something that they feel comfortable purchasing. Medical devices previously were not necessarily part of this, and they are becoming increasingly so.
So most of you, if you have some kind of ailment, you'll go to WebMD and you'll look it up. Then you might go to your physician and say, oh, I think I have XYZ because I saw this online. And what they're finding now is that a lot of these suspicions are confirmed by the doctor in the clinic. So a lot of people are doing their medical research online. So once our customers go to or think that they have hearing loss, they might search hearing aids online or hearing loss, do some research, go to the doctor, confirm they have hearing loss, and then they'll Google cheap hearing aids, affordable hearing aids online, those kinds of phrases.
And then there we are. So we are, like I said, there we are, then we're the solution. So our website does provide consumers with a ton of information, a ton of educational information as well. So aside from our product line that's on our site, which currently features 3 state-of-the-art, very high-quality products, we also feature a lot of literature on hearing loss and hearing aids in general. So, you know, it's not like we're bombarding people with just hearing aids and buy them. We really want to make sure that we have an informed consumer who, like I said, feels empowered. So what we do, to your point, is that we would have to get someone's hearing test before they purchase from us. That's totally 100% required. So people submit their audiogram to us by fax or email. This does require someone to go to an audiologist or an ENT beforehand. That's pretty simple though. Then once they fax it in to us, our audiologist or team of audiologists will give people a recommendation based on their hearing loss profile as to which of our hearing aids would work best for them, as they do address different ranges of hearing loss. Then if they decide to purchase from us, we custom program the hearing aid, and then they check out through our secure platform. We provide all of the aftercare support and a 45-day trial. So if people aren't satisfied for any reason, we offer a full refund. We also offer warranties on the devices, and like I said, any support. So they can call us, chat us at any time, and our very informed staff will be there to answer questions, pretty much just like an audiologist would be. Do you have a question?
So how do you guys compete with assistive listening devices? There's kind of this like low-end market that's coming in at a price point about where you guys are, or a little bit below, that doesn't require a prescription, and someone can purchase online very easy and self-tune at home, often with assistance of an online platform to help self-tune. So how do you guys compete with that when, because you're really, you know, driving a price war now, right? So you're at the very beginning of you know, the race to zero. And so when you have these other alternatives that don't require me to go to a doctor, how do you guys differentiate against that kind of thing?
You're referring to personal sound amplifiers. They're not considered medical devices. They're not custom programmed at all based on hearing loss. You can, some of the ones that have recently come out, they're marketed for people who don't have hearing loss, people who can't hear in loud environments. So the ones that are out now, you take your iPhone, they're bulky, and you can say, oh, I want to go into a coffee shop, I know that I want to drown out some of the noise behind us. We used to sell personal sound amplifiers, not ones that you could tune yourself, and we had the highest return rate with them because most people who admit that they have hearing loss, after that 7 to 10 year curve, their hearing loss is much more advanced than an assisted listening device can address.
Gotcha.
And so you see very, very high return rates, and a lot of those companies are having a hard time because people, they might buy them, but like they're not recommending them to people, they don't work well.
You still found it came down to just purely a doctor visit, which seems to add a heavy level of legitimacy. If you're in the doctor's office, he tells you he needs this.
Yeah, and we're getting everybody's hearing tests in, and so what we're finding is we offer one hearing aid that goes inside the ear. It addresses moderate hearing loss, so kind of the lowest level.
So do you guys quantify the data you receive and run analytics on it?
We have a ton.
Okay.
We analyze every single data point we possibly could. So we can tell you about that in a second.
So
this is an example of our homepage. As you can see, we use a branding agency that focuses on fashion and e-commerce brands. So we didn't want it to be that kind of like white, sterile-looking medical device look. We wanted something that was a little bit more warm. We feature a lot of images of people. We want to kind of elicit the emotional benefit of hearing aids because it's an extremely emotional purchase. You get back life moments.
So this is one of our products. This is the Canto behind the ear receiver and canal device. This is it's just a screenshot of our webpage. You don't need to read that text. But this is, like I said, our most advanced device, which means that it covers the widest range of hearing loss. So that would technically be profound hearing loss is what it's called. And it's actually very discreet, although it does go behind the ear. Like Allison was mentioning, one of our products goes in the ear, so you can't really see it from behind. The behind the ear devices tend to be way more powerful, but this is an extremely impressive device. We've had great success with it. And it has different volume programs, so for different volume levels as well as different environmental settings, it can drown out certain levels of background noise. And this version right here is $6.99 per ear. This is our highest end, most expensive product. It's the most expensive thing you'll find on our entire site. And the enhanced clarity just means that it has a few extra channels. So this would be, if you want to get into the specifics, for people with lower speech recognition scores. So typically for people who put off getting a hearing aid for a long time.
And just going back to the question about people who want an assisted listening device, this is our strongest device. It addresses severe to profound loss, up to 110 decibels of loss, and it accounts for 70% of our sales. So this is like the main thing people are buying, which is our strongest device.
So let's talk about the marketing. So effectively you have a significantly older audience, right? One of the things I find in my business is that we did a lot of, before I showed up, we did a lot of analysis of like social media marketing. We found out the average borrower, people who borrow money from us, is like in their late 50s. So the analysis was that they're not sitting on Facebook looking at like pay-per-click ads. So because you also have an older audience, and this is kind of about e-commerce, how do you specifically target people? How do people find you? Because that seems to me like that's the big value proposition is how do people find you to know that your product is the same as something they're getting from, their doctor who's marketing up by 70-90%. How are you marketing so people in that age group who maybe aren't necessarily my mom has an iPad, but I don't know if she's very savvy on navigating the world of internet ads. How do you target an older audience that might not necessarily be plugged in, like a 30-year-old would be?
So our average age user is not 80, they're about 60. So a lot of them, half of them are still working and half of them are not still working. And the majority of our marketing budget goes to paid search. So people are typing in the words hearing aids online, affordable hearing aids. We do Facebook marketing. That gives us exposure, but the ones that lead to the most conversions is paid search.
Okay.
So we are kind of now trying to generate exposure. We just had TV commercials and online videos, but paid search.
Are you finding that the paid search queries are really starting to become more expensive, or are they still relatively are we talking 50 cents a click, or are we talking $6 a click?
Closer to 50 cents, but we aren't in charge of the paid search budget, so I don't know exactly what it is right
Fair
now.
enough.
But we're up closer to maxing out our budget with that now. We need other avenues. So.
Did you have questions?
Yeah, it's not as much e-commerce, so I'm just curious. So I'm texting my friend who's deaf. And I believe that, I just asked her, I'll confirm, I believe her hearing aids are custom molded. They fit her ears. And so how do you guys account for that, or how do you do that? Is that not something that you plan on addressing?
It's a great question. So I don't know if you guys can all see this from here, but right at the end, there's a little dome. It's made of a very pliable and comfortable silicone. Actually, when our founder, I guess, was designing these hearing aids and deciding what to offer, that was a big thing that we took into account, because that is a huge perk that audiologists will tout, that you need the custom ear mold, otherwise you're going to have feedback, which is a screeching or whistling noise in your ear. This silicone, these types of domes, are able to account for almost every single one of our users' ear sizes.
Gotcha.
We provide them with every hearing aid order in a few different sizes and shapes. So there's one for the totally in the ear that's like a tulip shape, looks like a propeller. And these achieve essentially the same effect as those custom molds. That is a good question.
Cool. Last comment. She just texted me. She goes, "Please tell them that I want Bluetooth in my next hearing aid."
This one comes with a Bluetooth remote if you want. I don't recommend it.
So she can phone her.
You can answer your phone with your hearing aid. You need a remote control though, so you have to carry the remote. The sound quality is better without the Bluetooth remote control.
Really?
So I don't recommend it.
You don't recommend it, okay.
Yeah.
This is the feedback. That's if you can hear somebody's hearing
No
aid,
whistling.
the whistling going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So my grandfather is actually 80 and he has poor hearing, and he's gone from 3 different hearing aids. He's gone for ear surgery, and we're always looking for the best product. And he doesn't spend time online, or he just started, but he reads AARP and all sorts of old people publications. So what about the transition to you got your e-commerce, theoretically you guys can do marketing online, but what about transitioning to print? Because you were speaking about media and TV as a marketing outlet, so have you thought about print and sort of what's the thought mindset behind that?
And I use them for all my calls.
So, are you asking about your grandfather transitioning from brick and mortar
No, I meant,
Still online,
so
or
you guys are
our
talking
app?
about moving past like
Yeah.
paid search, and you're talking about TV, right?
Yeah.
So I know my grandfather, and a lot of old people still don't spend as much time online.
You know, the coolest thing.
So he reads ARP, other like publications. So have you thought about marketing offline in a print?
So
Yeah.
we've had a ton of press coverage. I think we've recently been featured in 35 publications. We've been in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, we've been on CNBC, Business Week, Forbes, everything like that. That is like, aside from our online marketing spend, has been a huge lead generation tool for us. And we are exploring a lot of different marketing things and partnerships. So one main thing we're focusing on now is partnering with places like the AARP or assisted living facilities that, you know, have an in with the people who are in a certain age.
Yeah, because it is a good point that although your grandfather might not be online, there are people like you who are influencers who could.
Well, I'm going to tell him about this. But yeah.
And you guys are on the Shopify platform, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys technically could use them. Use Avalara, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they can give you a good deal on it.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Maybe we start offering things that aren't medical
We partner with
devices.
them.
Yeah, that's true.
No, what do you guys
We
currently do
provide
right now
for
for like,
all sorts of platforms.
do you guys build like separate landing pages constantly or like, do you use any other tools other than just standard Shopify?
We use WordPress.
WordPress, right? Alright, yeah.
So these stats are out of date, but I think our new stat is that we've saved people more than $15 million on hearing aids. We've had more than 3,000 or 4,000 customers, and here's some of our press coverage that I just mentioned.
So, you left the room right when I was about to talk about this. But like we spoke about a few minutes ago, there is a big challenge in the fact that people do need to visit a doctor, an audiologist, or an ENT in person to get the hearing test or some sort of hearing specialist. So this does require people to go somewhere in person before they can take this more modern process online.
So we've developed an app to test hearing. If you go to the App Store and you search Audicus, which is our company name, you'll find our screening app. This isn't our full hearing test app. That's still in development, and we're seeking FDA approval. But you currently can screen your hearing loss, your grandfather's hearing loss, as a first step to self-diagnosing your hearing loss. So all you need is an iPhone. It's only on the iPhone now, and a set of headphones. And we're currently developing it for Android browsers and tablets. So in the upcoming, I would say, 6 months, you'll be able to download our full hearing test app, get your results, and eventually it'll be at the point where we'll custom program your hearing aids based on your app results. We might send you like medical grade headphones to drown out background noise and things like that.
Do you guys also sell all of the accessories, cleaning supplies, cases, and those types of things?
We give it to everybody in their order, and you can always order it. You want to talk about the kids?
Just
Yeah, so actually that's a very big process going on right now. We do offer everything with your initial order, so you get the different size domes that I was talking about, as well as a tube depending on which hearing you have, which is the part that goes behind your ear, batteries, cleaning supplies, a clamshell case that comes with it, and we do sell all of those products on our website as well. We're currently developing a subscription service so that we can have more of a continued revenue stream through the customer lifetime value. And that's going to be in different segments, and people should get it every 2 to 3 months to really keep their hearing aid healthy. What that means is that these domes and tubes start to break down with wear and tear from earwax, which is pretty gross, but totally true. Every 2 to 3 months, and people will call us and be like, my hearing aid's not working, and we'll be like, have you changed your domes? And then that's like the magic trick. So it's very important that people know that they can do that, and that we give them the opportunity to do so. So that's an exciting new project.
Awesome.
I know that with my grandpa, he has a hearing aid as well, and he keeps on needing to buy new batteries and stuff like that. You said when it comes to batteries, how long do those batteries usually last for, like the initial offers, like the initial orders?
So we give a package of 6 batteries per hearing aid. The batteries, depending on which size they use, the one that we showed you uses size 312, which lasts for about 2 weeks. And so they'll last you a few months per package, and then you can get them from us or you can buy them locally. A lot of people buy them in bulk at Costco. They're more affordable.
So it's like generic brand like batteries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a
Duracell.
size 312.
Yeah, you get them at a pharmacy.
So to the point of our app is that something we're really exciting about being able to do, something we can already do is ship all around the world. We have customers in over 35 countries. By adding the app to our list of capabilities, we're able to streamline the process further so that people in remote areas may not even have to visit a doctor, and they could totally streamline the hearing aid process, the hearing aid bidding process, to just simply headphones and an iPhone and hopefully other devices, and then just order from us online and be able to totally complete the process that way.
Are you using a special program to ship it to another country? Like, say like China or India?
Like what shipping software?
Like
do you
yeah, like
use?
a
ShipStation?
like I know like a little like a program which calculates what the tariffs are going to be for different states and stuff like that. Let's say like I guess like something like international checkout or something like that. Or,
That's a good question. So we have a separate shipping department. They would probably know better about that. I believe what they may do now is kind of calculated on a case-by-case basis, just because the international orders are definitely not as abundant as the orders within the U.S. But I can check on that.
Once you type in your address in Shopify at checkout, it tells you how much the shipping will be. We ship through DHL for international orders, so it tells you that right there, then and there, how much it'll cost. It's $65 to Canada.
customs, right?
We make the customer pay the customs. So it's sometimes it's assessed, sometimes it's not assessed. If it is, they are like they have to pay themselves.
right.
But it doesn't happen that often. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I have another client of mine. They're doing something similar, sort of the
Yeah.
shipping stuff. I think they're using currently Bongo International. I mean, you send them the product and they package everything, and then they ship it off to where the customer is at any place, anywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few more new initiatives that we're launching. Like I said, we're going to continue experimenting with our marketing campaigns. We just did TV commercials and an online video. We're looking into print advertising. We launched our app. The next launch we'll have is our complete hearing test app, so the more precise app. We're working on partnerships right now. We're in talks with a few big names. We just launched a payment plan through a firm, which has been awesome. So basically, for as low as $44 a month, you can get a hearing aid. So our average transaction size is about $1,000, but if you don't have that amount of money to pay up front now, if you check out with a firm, you can get a very low monthly payment rate. You can do 3, 6, or 12-month plans. We're growing our team. If you know anyone who's looking for a customer support role right now, we're hiring for a few sales and support roles. And we're raising a round of Series A funding, so we're right now raising $4 or $5 million in funding.
I think we had a VC guy in the room at one point. I think he left.
4 to 5 million or 45 million?
4 to 5 million. Yeah, we raised 1.6 million last year as like our seed round, and now
That's great.
I have a question. I really like the website, and I have a question about the tagline, Live Loudly.
yeah.
If I'm 60 years old and I became deaf because I was living loudly, why would you tell me to live loudly again?
Because Live Loudly is referring to living an active and vibrant life. And if
Right.
you listen to a lot of rock and roll music and you lost your hearing that way, you probably still really like listening to music, and you probably would really like concerts if you could hear that. So we enable you to hear the loud.
Hip hop is just as bad.
Listen on the ear so you can get to it.
Yeah.
What I appreciate about what you guys are doing is, as you said, hearing aids aren't sexy and cool, but you guys have created a marketing and a service that makes it seem cool. and easy. I feel like the live loudly, if I were 60 to 70, I would be like, what? No!
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. That is our tagline and our homepage banner said live loudly for a few months, and we started A/B testing it. So instead of live loudly, we wrote affordable hearing aids online, or like hear better, save money, and like everyone loved it. So now it's
You want
usually
more
hear
like
better, save money.
live in peace.
No, I would have said live
Keep it
out.
moving.
I would have said live out loud.
People just want to see that we're affordable hearing aids. Like they want to get to our site and like see a picture of a hearing aid or see like hearing aids affordable.
You guys are
that
doing.
target market doesn't give a shit
You
about
guys-
slogans.
Yeah, it's true.
With $1,000 savings, I don't care if the slogan is like, you're a loser, save money, and
Well,
I'm
our
like, ding, I'm in.
Facebook ads. Most of our customers are male,
And
so we
tomorrow
started a
morning at
Facebook
8
campaign. One of our most
I've
successful
been here all
ones was your wife called. She said you need a hearing aid, and like
These guys are.
coming to our
That's pretty
site,
clever,
or like turn down the TV volume, like your spouse will be happy. Like
runs,
those things resonate with them.
No, you guys remind me of like
My
Fitbit.
boss is a comic.
Really?
No, yeah. When I saw like the
Company started
Fitbit
a decade
website,
ago,
they
I joined
made
3 years ago.
like there have been walking trackers
their
forever,
own
but
shares
Fitbit
on the show.
they found a way to market the product itself and make it look cool and have different segments and different markets. So I feel like you guys are doing the same with hearing aids.
Yeah.
This is my only little tiny tidbit. that
Yeah. We
Consider live out loud.
We launched a fashion line of hearing aids. So in the spring, we launched hearing aids in leopard print and sparkles and polka dots to appeal to the more fashion conscious or the women. But our first customer who bought it was a man. Yeah.
But you guys know there's studies of younger people becoming deaf because of their iPod headphones and they
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are gonna blow up.
Live loudly.
And
We have branded earplugs
And so
for
it's
deaf
something
hearing
that
loss,
you
but for those who
advertise
have hearing
But I would
loss,
love to learn more about what you do.
Yeah. Bravo.
So how do you guys deal with returns? So my family sells jewelry, just started going online, but jewelry has a pretty high return rate because of fit and sort of look, and obviously it's not jewelry, but there are certain sort of similarities. So I imagine your return rate is a little bit higher than average, or
half the average.
Yeah, so our return rate is about 50% of the industry average. A lot of our customers, most of our customers are first-time hearing aid users, and we have extremely knowledgeable and informed, I guess that's the same
They
thing,
also can't
customer
walk the mailbox.
representatives.
He said they can't walk to the mailbox.
But then that
That's
would be,
terrible,
that would
man.
be the industry average as
The
well.
mailbox is right there.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we don't have it
The
in
average
here,
is
no.
about like 22%, and our return rate hovers around 10%.
Oh.
Get into the mailbox with like the industry average.
They start pouring
So
water
it's
around the
like-
mailbox.
So basically, like Andrew was saying, our customer support team is extremely trained, so if anyone has a question, well, first of all, before you buy, we make sure you're getting the right product. Once you buy, you want to talk about like the videos and all that stuff?
Yeah, so once you buy, in addition to our really, really good support team, we've also implemented a series of instructional videos for each of our 3 products.
So that the
And so when you think about getting a hearing aid, there are a whole slew of different things you could do. So you take the hearing aid out of the box. We have a video for that. What's it like when you take the hearing aid out of the box? What's it like when you have to put the batteries in, when you have to change them, when you have to change the domes, and when you have to clean the hearing aid. That's pretty much everything you're ever going to have to do with your hearing aid. So in addition to having these informed customer representatives, we have actual videos of someone from our customer service team doing it. There's actually someone from our customer service team who has worn a hearing aid since she was 3 years old. So that sort of adds a really personal touch, and she really knows what she's doing. She's not just acting. So that's been a huge support tool. We actually send out customer surveys asking what websites, among other questions, what websites people spend the most on. And some people have said the Audicus instructional video site. They could be misinterpreting that question, but I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that they just love those instructional videos. But yeah, those have been a really powerful tool that have helped us.
Both sides. So both
Also,
sides.
like, our price point is so much lower than the price point at the clinic that you're not losing $7,000 if you keep your hearing aids, you're losing $1,000, not losing, but like, it's not as hard hitting on the pocket. And also, we program so many more hearing aids per month than a local audiology clinic. We do the business of like 30 hearing aid clinics a month, that our precision, like 85% of the people who get our hearing aids don't send them back for reprogramming, which is the tweaking of the sound settings. And of those people that send them back, I think like the stat is extremely low, like less than 5% who need an additional tweaking. So
Do you teach people how to do these tweaking themselves?
No, because it's through a software that we use. It's the proprietary software, and we don't really set people.
it's too expensive to like license to the general user. It's also only for audiologists, so we can't.
Almost plug and play, you just plug it in.
No, I mean, because we could build a software that can, that people can log on to your website.
You don't have to copy left it.
I just have a quick question. Out of the majority of your market, which is people over 50, what percentage out of the whole market will be, let's say, I don't know, a service member that has gone through any type of injury or, I don't know, maybe a blast, and they might need hearing aids. And also, if you guys are looking in the future to either partner up or market this type of hearing aid for that market per se.
So the only place that provides free hearing aids is a VA. So veterans are taken care of, and they get free hearing aids. But there has been a very big backlog at the VA recently, so we've found that people are coming to us because they don't want to wait. Also, our technology is better than what the VA uses right now. As for other loud industries, we are currently in talks with different unions, transportation unions in New York City. We have sweepstakes for free hearing aids, and our latest winner works for the MTA, which doesn't cover hearing aids. He had to pay $6,000 out of pocket to keep his job because he couldn't hear. We gave him a pair of our hearing aids, and now we're in talks like with his union. So we're trying to really partner with unions related to loud industries or where there would be hearing damage.
Cool.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
You build special platforms for each one of these unions to log in and buy their own employees on their own, or?
Not yet.
No, we haven't gotten that far.
I think if you go that far, then you have to switch to like Magento or something.
Yeah, not that far.
I mean,
They're very smart.
Well, we're gonna get them on
some